Hello students, welcome you all to my YouTube channel Data Mining and Data Warehousing. In my previous video, I had discussed the topics related to sampling techniques in data pre-processing. If you have not watched that video, kindly watch the video using the link given in the description box below. In today's session, I'll be discussing about one of the important topics in data mining, that is binarization. So let us begin our discussion by understanding the importance of why binarization is required. So when we consider data mining, we know that there are n number of algorithms used for n different tasks. And also we know that each of these algorithms requires data to be present in a particular format. When the data is not in the required format, then we have to apply some kind of conversions to obtain the data into the required format. So one such conversion process is binarization. Say example, I have an algorithm which requires data to be present in the binary format, and in such cases I can apply binarization for the conversion process. Say consider the process of feature subset selection. So here the best binarization approach will be the best one if it yields the best possible result for the algorithm that we have used in the analysis process. Now let us see the definition of what binarization is. Binarization is a process of conversion of a given attribute type into the binary attribute. So in this process of conversion, it is going to follow some simple technique, and in this technique it has three steps. In the first step, we are going to assign some numerical values to the given attribute values. In the second step, I am going to identify the number of binary attributes that we required. And in the third step, I'm going to perform the conversion into binary, which we can call it as binarization. So let us consider an example. Let us take that we have given with the categorical attribute having m number of values. So the first step that I'm going to apply here is assigning the numerical value. When I say assigning the numerical value, we will be assigning the values starting from 0 to m minus 1. But before that, let us understand or see that when I say categorical attribute, we can have either a nominal type attribute and an ordinal type attribute. If it is a nominal attribute, what we can do is we can straight away assign the values from starting from 0 to m minus 1. But if it is an ordinal attribute, we know that each ordinal attribute has some kind of order involved in it. Then, in such cases, applying the value depends upon the order in which the values can be listed. In such cases, what we can do is we can first write the given attribute values in the order in which it has to be, and then assign the values. Once this is done, we are done with the first step. Then we can go for the second step, that is finding the number of binary attributes required. So here what we do is we make use of a formula. Suppose consider n is the number of binary attributes that we require. Then this n is obtained by using the formula n is equals to ceil of log m to base 2, where m is the number of categorical attribute given to us. So what is the ceil? Ceil is a mathematical function which will give us the least number greater than the given number. So more about this, you can find the link in the description box to understand how the ceil function works. Kindly watch that video. Once we have found the number of attributes required, we can go for the third step. In the third step, what we will do is we will be converting the assigned numerical value into the binary value. So here assignment depends upon the number of binary attributes that we have found in the previous step, that is n value. Because we know that when we are converting a given integer value to the binary value, we require some bit representations. So when I say bit representation here, if n value is 3, which means that I am going to write the numerical value in 3-bit representation. If the n value is 4, it means that I'm going to write the assigned numerical value in the 4-bit representation. For example, say my n value is 3, which means I am using 3-bit representation. So say consider I have a value assigned as 2, then 2 I will convert in 3-bit representation as 0, 1, 0. Suppose I have n value as 4, and I'm having same 2 as the numerical value assigned. In such cases 2 will be represented in the 4-bit representation as 0010. So with this, our 3 steps is done, and now binarization will be completed. Now let us consider an example and see the complete process of binarization. Let us consider an example in which we have been given with the 5 categorical values, that is awful, poor, okay, good, great. As I told earlier, when I say categorical, it can be nominal or ordinal. As you can see from this example, this is an ordinal type, right? Now what we have to do is we have to I'll list this in the tabular form first. That is, I'll be listing it as it is. Now, in the first step, what we have to do, we have to assign numerical value to this. So that is, we have to assign values starting from 0 to m minus 1. So what is m? M is nothing but the number of attributes present. As you can see here, we have 5 attributes given. Then the numerical value that I'll be assigning will be from 0 to 4. So it is as follows. So once this is done, now we can go for the second step. So in the second step, we have values being assigned, and now I have to find the number of binary attributes required. So for that, we have already seen the formula, that is n is equals to CL of log m to base 2, where here the m value is nothing but the total number of values present here, which is nothing but 5. It is not 4, it is 5, because I have 5 values listed here in the categorical format, right? Now this formula changes to n is equals to log 5 to base 2, CL of log 5 to base 2. So if you have seen that video given in the description box, then you can directly answer this question now. So CL of this particular value is nothing but 3. So as you can see that n value is 3, which means that we require 3 binary attributes to represent these each of these categorical values. So let those 3 binary attributes be x1, x2 and x3. So now my table will have binary attributes listed in that x1, x2 and x3. So with this, our second step is concluded. Let's see what we have in the third step. In the third step, we have to convert the given integer value into its respective binary values. As I told earlier, so since I have 3 binary attributes, I am going to represent each of these value present in 3-bit representation. So first, let us convert 0 into its 3-bit representation. It is nothing but 0, 0 and 0. When I have to convert 1 into its binary format, it will be 0, 0 and 1. If 2 I am converting it into binary format with 3-bit representation, it will be 0, 1, 0. For 3 it will be 0, 1, 1. And for 4 it will be 1, 0, 0. So now as you can see here, we have converted the integer value into its respective binary format, which means we have converted the categorical attribute into binary format. This process of conversion is called as binarization. Now one thing that you have to notice here is, what is the importance of the 0 and 1 here? When I say 0 and 1, which means that that value assigned here, the integer value assigned here will not depend on any of the attributes present. Whereas for the value 1, that is for poor, you can tell that this poor attribute, categorical attribute poor is going to depend on only the binary attribute x3. And one important thing that we have to keep in mind here is there should not be any mutual relationship between the attributes listed. In some cases this becomes most important thing, that is mutual relationship among the attributes. So some cases does not require this, and in some cases, if at all if the mutual relationship is existing, then it will be not an issue. So let us consider we have an algorithm wherein we doesn't want a mutual relationship like this existing. So in such cases it becomes a complicated issue. Now how to overcome this issue? So that since it is a complicated issue, we need to have a way in which we can overcome the issue. So in such cases, what we can do is, instead of finding the number of binary attributes required using the formula, what we can do is we can consider the number of binary attributes equal to the number of values. So this can be done with the prior knowledge of the analysis process. Clear? So for that, whatever table we will be having for this, as this tells we need to have number of binary attributes equal to the number of values given, which means as I have 5 values here, I might be requiring 2 more binary attributes, which is x4 and x5. So now in this case, instead of converting this into the respective binary value using 5-bit representation, what we can do is we can assign each of these binary attributes to each of the categorical attribute present, which can be done as follows. Say consider I want x1 to represent awful, then what I can do is I can place 1 here and rest all can be given as 0, like this. Similarly, now poor will be represented using attribute x2, which means with respect to x2 for poor I'll be having 1 and all other values I'll be having 0. Similarly, for x3, okay, I will be having 1 and then all other values will be 0, and same thing with respect to the other two case also. So with this, I can overcome the issue of mutual relationship. That is, here you can see that there is no mutual relationship existing between any of the attributes. So this is about the binarization, students. Thank you for listening to the video.